Here we are once more. We are in the chairs. I'm Alex.
I'm Jacob.
So today we're going to cover leftover Kingdom Hearts theories from Jacob's Kingdom Hearts video. Jacob, you spent, I don't even know how long. How long did you spend researching for this one?
Researching? I remember the week before the first video, we were both working on a video.
Yeah.
You were doing your stuff for Sonic. I was doing like a bunch of research for this that whole week. And then you ended up doing the Sonic video first because I wasn't going to be able to get this out in time. So it was like a whole week and then a few days extra just like researching. So like, I don't even know how many hours.
There's a ridiculous amount of Kingdom Hearts theories out there from 2005.
Yeah, because first I went to like old Kingdom Hearts sites, not just like forums. So I went to like the AnsemReport.com. I went to KH2 Ultimania, KHvids.net, KH Insider. And I went to look at a lot of those sites with the Wayback machine to see if I could find forums that went back even earlier. But I think a lot of like the servers for those old sites that they were hosted on are like no more, so you can't really like find too many of like the very old theories. The oldest I was able to find was on Cage Insider's website that they still have up. They have theories going from January 27th 2005 at the earliest, so I didn't get to cover like too many of the primary sources, being like the forums dated back to like 2003 and 4, like the very early days. But through sort of that early 2005 era, I was able to get like a good picture of what fans were thinking both before Chain of Memories and after Chain of Memories. Those kind of like distinguish the two eras of like KH2 fan theories.
Yeah, a lot of people were quoting other older Kingdom Hearts theories from, well, let me just be clear here. I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I know nothing about Kingdom Hearts. I've played like 2 of the games and I didn't even finish them. I'm not a big fan. Jacob is. I'm like the hype man in this discussion, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just here to let you gush and also to laugh at some of these ridiculous old forum posts. You found, I looked at the folder, right?
Yeah.
You have probably, is it 30 folders?
It might be more.
Is it more than 30
It might
folders?
be more. There's a lot, and then I started breaking it down by month. And they're like mixed in. We have like screenshots of individual posts. Then I have like videos of me just scrolling down a whole page of a thread because the entire thing I just needed to capture. So I was like, I'm just gonna get this whole thing right here because it's just funny.
The original plan was Kingdom Hearts video and then the Sonic video, I believe. And the Kingdom Hearts video was supposed to be one part, 5 minutes. And then Jacob's like here spending a week getting research. And
There's a lot.
Yeah, and there's a lot here and a lot to talk about. So of course you had to spend that time getting the research, and then we were like, well, he did all this stuff, he has all these folders, like let's use it, let's see what we can do with it. And so he made 1 video.
Yeah.
And then he made 2 videos.
Yes.
And now we're on the extra discussion because he couldn't fit everything in video too.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's way too much here, and well, most of what we have left is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to go over. There's some pretty ridiculous conversations. I mean, early 2000s internet language and nonsense, basically. So with that, should we just dive in?
Yeah, I love this. Let's just go into it. So he has like titles for all of these things saved, and they're giving me a little bit of spoilers. I don't know most of them. He gave me a little heads up of things, but for the most part, we're just gonna go in blind and we're gonna lose our minds.
All right, so we're gonna call out the usernames. I think that's just funny.
Yeah, of course, we got to give them a shout out. Like, I wonder where these people are today, right?
Keyblade Kid 1127. His location is in between the light and the dark.
Whoa! I gotta know what he has to say.
And then Dark Enigma, who you guys might recall from the video, he is from Ohio. So
whoa, he's pretty close to us. We're in Pennsylvania, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's read what Keyblade Kid 1127 has to say. I'll be Keyblade Kid 1127. You can be Dark Enigma, who replies to him.
Sounds good.
I think that the GEU is either the new Heartless or the BHK, because the BHK looks like the same height as the GEU, but what do I really know? And I think it's the Heartless because it has their symbol, but it's THERE there.
Another GEU theory? We don't know jack about him, so it's kind of pointless. Nevertheless, he or she similar to the other nobody as far as clothing is concerned. Nothing to prove he/she isn't a nobody. So there goes the heartless idea, though Antisaur would be a good example heartless wise. Also, just because it displayed the heartless symbol doesn't mean GEU is a heartless. Both Riku and Ansem wear the emblem, but neither are technically heartless.
Dark Enigma is like that person who just knows everything. Like, they're shutting down every other theory, and then they're coming in with like the big name theories. And then sometimes Dark Enigma's like, I don't even believe that.
Yeah, there's always sort of that dark enigma type of person, even if it's not like this user himself. I found like during sort of like the early January, February days, it was like dark enigma. Then later on, it was like Muffin Man. Later on, it was like Kale, Cael. There was always that one person that was just like keeping everyone in line, like with their wild theories.
My dream is that one of these people listens to this video and they just get like nostalgia overload. I wonder if they'd look back at this and be embarrassed or like proud of themselves or what they would be feeling, because I have several emotions looking at these old comments and I love them.
Yeah, I'll just say I don't know what Keyblade Kid is talking about when he says he sees the heartless symbol on GEU. Yeah, he's just wearing an org coat and you just see his glowing eye. I don't know what he means by that.
I don't even remember what GEU is. What was GEU?
Glowing eyed unknown.
Oh, okay. So Roxas.
Yeah.
But we didn't know it was Roxas.
But
it kind of looked like him. They were the same height. Let's finish reading this for him because there are some real twists to be had.
Yeah. So let me.
Jacob's got this in video format, so he's gonna play the video.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna watch the video and we're gonna read it as it plays. Okay, there's a good one. They're Spectre. They're a new member. They joined November 8th, 2004. They have 92 messages, so they really are new.
Yes.
All they say,
Nope, not BHK/DWU. Why? Totally different boots.
Completely different.
they're different boots.
Theory
deconfirmed.
busted.
We got him.
We got him. I think that was the end of this thread.
Great thread.
Not open for any for further replies. Spectre, just shut it down.
Of course, you don't need anything more after you hear
No.
Spectre speak.
Nope. No, sir. All right, moving on. I got some real good ones cooking.
Are these theories ones that you promised to talk about that you didn't end up talking about? Because I know you promised a bunch in the first video.
Yeah, I should probably cover those first, right before I.
We should
do
go
all
into
the funny
those.
ones.
Yeah, the funny ones are like the best. All right, so we said we're gonna do these theories. We try and keep our videos generally pretty short because they take a surprisingly long amount of time to make, right?
Right.
It's not a good idea to take too long with these things. We want to have videos out every week, and so it means that things need to get cut, unfortunately. And it's hard to like get an idea for the scope of a video while you're scripting it and while you're like planning it out and stuff, and you don't know how long part 2 is going to be, how much to cover in part 2. It's a whole big old mess. We try our best.
We try. But yeah, anyway, so let me cover some theories regarding the Sitting Unknown, who is seen in the Another Side, Another Story and Deep Dive trailer. He's called Sitting Unknown because he is sitting on a rock.
He's unknown.
Talking to the glowing-eyed unknown. So a lot of theories about who he was. So one theory here.
Well, first, who is this guy? Because I don't know Kingdom Hearts. Who's this Sitting Unknown?
So who is he actually?
Yeah,
like, in
who's
the
he
game?
actually?
So that's Xemnas. He's the leader of the organization.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who he actually turned out to be.
Yeah, he's like the bad guy from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes.
He's a big bad.
He's a big bad.
He's got the white hair, right?
Silver hair.
Silver white.
Silver white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who we're talking about. Okay.
So this is someone responding to someone else. So this is another one of those debunkers, like
Oh, my favorite.
those guys shutting everyone else down. So the original poster posts, maybe the unknown sitting on the rock is the enigmatic man. The enigmatic man is the secret boss fight at the end of KH2. He is Xemnas. Before Xemnas was given a name, he appeared as a secret boss that you could fight.
Is this the final mix version?
Yeah, so I think he was called Enigmatic Man at one point, but he's officially known as like the unknown or unknown boss fight.
Okay.
So EM or Enigmatic Man refers to him. So a lot of people thought that the Sitting Unknown was him because I guess he sort of gives off this leader vibe. You know, he's just sitting, chilling on a rock, talking to this other guy who just showed up.
And he was the leader.
Yeah.
So they were right.
Yeah, and also he says a line that says, he looks just like you, and people thought it was an enigmatic man because he goes to see Sora at the end of KH1. Roxas, or BHK, was shown off in the deep dive trailer, and then after it says he looks just like you to this glowing-eyed unknown, you see Sora kind of fly across the screen. So we know that whoever he's talking to looks like Sora, and the unknown is the only one at this point who saw Sora, went to see him. So
Right, and people were already predicting that BHK was Sora's other half at this point.
yeah,
So they were kind of connecting the dots here.
right.
So this guy saw Sora, he sees BHK, who is presumably Sora's shell or nobody or whatever we're calling him that day, right?
Yeah, right.
It makes sense that he would recognize him as someone who looks like Sora, I guess, because he saw Sora.
Right. So this was like a pretty well-known theory already. We have our original poster, and then we have our person that is replying. His name is how would you pronounce that?
Kale. He's a silver member. He's got 2,690 posts. This is a big deal, you guys. He's from Japan, by the way.
Apparently, I don't know if I believe that.
Well,
Maybe he is.
he was back in the day. He was a silver poster.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the highest is. Probably gold, right? That's second to the top.
Yeah.
He's a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's see what he has to say.
All right. So he's replying to, maybe this unknown sitting on the rock is the enigmatic man.
Where am I reading here? There's so much stuff.
The reply here at the top.
He just said, old, in all caps. The font is like 4 sizes bigger. I don't even know how he did that.
I don't know how he did back in the day.
He really did. He was taking advantage of all the technology that 2005 had to offer.
Oh, this original poster is just saying the enigmatic man is all sorts of people. He was the person at Castle Oblivion, to which Kale replies.
The EM was not in Castle Oblivion. The EM was not even in COM at all.
I don't know what COM is.
Chain of Memories.
Thank you.
That was Marlixia,
Marluxia.
Oh, that's how you spell Marluxia?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
who is not the EM.
Maybe the glowing eye unknown is the Riku replica.
He was destroyed. Riku killed him in COM.
He looks just like Riku.
How can you tell me that he looks like Riku? All you see is part of his face and a glowing eye. Riku doesn't have glowing eyes. And by that part of his face, you can't tell who he looks like.
And that would explain why he came out of the rock. The heartless symbol appeared because when Vexen made him, he made him dark.
I didn't understand that at all. Let's see what this guy says.
So, artificial heartless wear and have the symbol, including Ansem.
What is that? RR? What's RR?
Riku replica.
Riku replica.
Is not an artificial heartless. And just because the dark, your dark doesn't mean you have the heartless symbol. Maleficent didn't have it. Jafar didn't have it. Hades didn't have it. And guess what? They are all dark.
They are all dark.
They're all dark.
There you go. I still don't know if there is an actual heartless symbol that appears out of the rock or something. I have to look back.
I have to comprehend some of this.
Yeah.
Any of it.
Anyway, moving on to the next theory. People were just like throwing out the craziest ideas. They were saying this person's SU, this person's SU, and they were doing that for pretty much everyone, like GEU, whoever, SHU. Pick an abbreviation, pick a character, put them together. There you go. There's your theory.
I
So,
love Kingdom Hearts, dude.
so here's this one. If you would like to read, Alex.
Oh, this is from Cloud 1986. Another new member. 3 messages. This is hot off the press. This guy's brand new to the forums. Let's see what he has to say.
How about this? There is no darkness Sora BHK might not be connected to Sora in any way, other than the fact that he looked a bit like him. In DD.
What's DD?
Deep dive.
Oh, that's the movie.
In DD, when the unknown sitting down says, he looks just like you, that might be Nami?
They spelled Namine. That is supposed to be Namine, right?
It's supposed to be nominated.
They spelled it Nami. All right.
I was gonna put that in the video and have like a One Piece joke.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
That's okay.
But
That might be Nami talking to BHK after COM. That just a guess, only way to know to wait for the game.
see, he just throws it out. He doesn't have any like backing to it. Like
What? I don't even know what I read.
so basically what he's saying is that the sitting unknown is Namine.
Wait.
And Namine
Xemnas is Namine? Isn't...
No, the sitting unknown. We don't know who that he's Xemnas yet.
Right.
We don't know who
But
Xemnas
he's
is.
like a big, bulky guy, and Namine is like this little girl who sits in a chair, and she looks like she's like a hospital patient.
Right.
How did they?
People thought that like their face, the setting unknown, like, cause you see like a little bit of their face, they said it like kind of looked a little like feminine like.
Oh, interesting. Did they have a voice in the movie?
No.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, it's a girl, so it's Nami from One
It's
Piece.
Nami from One Piece, guys.
That's great.
Yeah, so that was Cloud 1986.
Thanks, Cloud 1986.
Let's move on to Zexion, who is a character from Chain of Memories, is the sitting unknown. So a lot of people love to bring Zexion back. I don't know if that's because his name sounded like Sexy Ion. Zexion?
Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure I looked through comments and people were like, oh yeah, like Zexion, like Sexion.
So wait, is he just like an early 2005 Kingdom Hearts fan page meme?
Nah, to some maybe, but like a lot of people just like, he died in Chain of Memories, but a lot of people just decided to bring him back
Oh,
for
interesting.
some reason
Was
in
he
their
a,
theories.
was he a fan favorite character?
Maybe like I didn't see anyone say that explicitly, but like I thought he was kind of cool back in the day.
Okay.
Like I wasn't on these forums, but I was like, yeah, like Zexion, Sexion.
You know what? I feel like when we were like 13, I swear I remember you saying Zexion. I think so, maybe.
Rip.
I don't know. Anyway, this person's name is Perfection Archived, which is so appropriate. This really is perfectly archived. Let's see what they have to say. You want to be Perfection Archived?
So who thinks that the GEU is Diz and the SU is the Enigmatic Man? And by the way, I think the sitting unknown is Zexion.
So they're just throwing out names with like no anything,
They're just throwing it out.
and nobody even bothered to reply to them.
Oh, here's Dark Enigma.
Here he is again.
Here he is. And here's what he has to say about Zexion. I used to believe that Zexion was the enigmatic man before, too. But after playing Reverse Rebirth, I no longer think that. So,
What is that? What is Reverse Rebirth?
Reverse Rebirth is the mode in Chain of Memories where he plays Riku.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so this, I guess, he's saying that Zexion was the enigmatic man, or he used to think that, who was the KH2 secret boss, who was Xemnas.
Right. So there was like 4 who was right here, and this is feeling like the second half of Naruto Shippuden to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is that he no longer thinks that Zexion is the EM. While it's true, neither use physical weapons and both have a somewhat removed personality, or for lack of being able to explain it better, I don't see the enigmatic man having to use sneaky tactics to beat someone like Zexion did. And Zexion's D-report profile also says that he doesn't like to get his hands dirty, and that seems to be the opposite of EM, who didn't appear to have any problem fighting against Sora.
Fair point there, Dark Enigma.
There's also the fact that Riku Replica quote-unquote killed Zexion, apparently without any trouble. If Sora and Riku could beat Riku Replica senseless, it's very likely that Zexion is nowhere near the level of EM. Then there's that whole appearance-changing ability Zexion used. That's really the only power we've seen Zexion use, and it also happens to be the one EM didn't use. Not that we have much reason to use it during battle, though. I don't remember him using appearance-changing ability.
I don't.
He probably did. Dark Enigma said it, so.
Dark Enigma seems like a pretty reliable source. They went out of their way to use power scaling here. That's how they're confirming, or I don't even know what they're saying. Are they denying the theory?
They're just saying that EM and Zexion have different methods of fighting. Zexion's a little sneaky.
Okay, yeah. And dead.
Yeah. And EM's just kind of like, bro, what you got? Some sort of key?
Some sort of key?
I don't care.
You don't care?
You don't care.
Dark Enigma is probably becoming my favorite character.
Yeah. I don't. He kind of dropped off later as the release to KH2 got a lot closer.
That's unfortunate. Wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. So I guess now we'll move on to okay.
SU is Ansem.
SU is Ansem.
I'm gonna read the first comment. I'm in a band, new member, 50. Wait, is that 88 posts? I think the sitting unknown in deep dive is Ansem because the glowing eyed unknown said he looks just like you. What? I think he was referring to Diz. And Ansem, we've seen Ansem in a coat already, so it's possible. It's very hard to read their text. They spell a lot of words wrong.
Yeah, so they said the glowing-eyed unknown was talking, but it was the sitting unknown who was talking. I don't know if that was him mixing it up or him just thinking the wrong thing.
I honestly can't blame them because I can't keep track of any of these code names or the real names.
Yeah.
It's a little bit beyond me right here. Let's see what else people have to say.
Someone said, except BHK and Sora look nothing alike. I'd rather believe Diz and Ansem by far.
Yeah, so when the Sitting Unknown says he looks just like you, people were like, oh, that's BHK and Sora, but other people are like, BHK looks nothing like Sora, it's gotta be Diz and Ansem, because everyone thought Diz was Ansem.
Yeah, actually, Roxas really doesn't look very much like Sora.
No, they have like similar eyes and face shape, but they're pretty diff.
Well, you know what? It's always like the hair for me that lets me know if two people are related. So they don't have the same color hair or anything. So there's no way I was going to figure this out.
This person, star 2 star Toasty.
Too toasty, if you will.
Who lives in some place called Canada.
Where?
Some place called Canada.
I thought you were just
location.
like you were making a joke about not knowing like about Canada, but no, he's actually from some place called Canada.
So this person, so this is like a week before the game comes out.
Yeah.
And so this guy's just reminiscing at all of this right now. He's just like really taking it all in. And he says, oh man, this has been talked about for years. Brings back memory of the early days.
This is basically the comments we got on the part 1 video.
Yeah.
Do you think Too Toasty is one of the people who watched the part 1 video?
Hey, maybe.
I would love that.
Too Toasty, you out there?
Too Toasty, please call us.
Okay, so now...
You're like, let's just move away from that. Great.
Now we'll talk about the silver-haired unknown. So this was not a character that appeared in Deep Dive. This was a character that appeared in one of the trailers where Sora and company were fighting a bunch of Heartless. And then the silver-haired unknown man appears, and people say he looks a lot like Riku.
But he's Xemnas.
He's Xemnas.
Right.
Yeah. So here is the first theory here. This is Twilight Angel.
I'm Twilight Angel.
You're Twilight Angel.
Hi, everybody. I'm a frequent listener. First-time caller on this forum?
I'm going to start over. I need to reassess.
Hi, everybody. I'm a frequent listener. First-time caller on this forum. And I have a possible theory on the silver hair unknown, Sora Meech, and Hollow Bastion. Is it possible that the silver hair unknown is an older Riku? I think this because Riku was older than Sora and would have aged about a year or so since KH1.
Isn't Xemnas like 30?
He looks much older than Riku would be 17 here.
Alright, let me keep going.
Or 16 or something.
Also, he could have let his hair grow longer. Sora falls before him as if he's unworthy. Similar to the nature of Riku and Sora's relationship on Destiny Islands in KH1, but this is just a theory. If this has been settled or proven wrong, then my fault. Thanks for listening.
Pretty polite, Twilight Angel.
I actually, you know what, for a first post Twilight Angel, I like to laugh at it, but I respect you.
And so, I think we have some people agreeing here.
Oh, people like that idea.
Or maybe this is a separate person, but this is someone else saying why they think Silver Hair Unknown has to be Riku.
Okay. Do you want to be Legato Blue?
Legato Blue. Location.
Delaware.
I wasn't sure if it's city or not.
It did, yeah, look, Delaware right there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should say it, but you know, Legato Blue, you out there.
Well, we already exposed the earlier person being from Ohio.
Yeah.
And we exposed the other guy somewhere, a place called Canada, so, like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair if
That
we...
could be anywhere, but...
Yeah.
Okay. These are the reasons I think that the Silver Hair Unknown, has to be Riku. Number 1. Same hair color. And style differently.
Who cares?
Same boots.
Also, eye color. No one's talking about eye color. Sometimes his eyes are orange. Riku's are like...
Aren't Riku's like purple?
No, they're like light green.
They're light green.
They're like a greenish blue.
That complements his hair color. That's pretty clever of the Kingdom Hearts team right there. Riku's got a good design. We gotta talk sometime about the interview with Riku's voice actor,
Oh, that's so funny.
where he was like, Riku's a hot guy.
Sexy guy.
Oh, he said it's sexy
He's
guy?
a sexy guy.
That's incredible.
He thinks the gamer girls are really gonna like him.
We gotta post, can we post links to other people's videos in our video? I don't know how YouTube works.
I have no idea, dude.
That's a peak content video.
I gotta hear
Sorry.
this other
I'm
person.
sorry to
Legato
interrupt
Blue's
Legato Blue.
case.
Yeah.
Number 2.
You already read number 2, I think,
Oh
didn't
my gosh.
you? Did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, read number 2. Sorry.
People love coming back to this.
Same boots as Riku at the end of Chain of Memories. When he walks with Mickey, you can see this when Sora falls to his knees.
Number 3.
Sora falls on his knees in shock?
Shahook?
Shahak? When he takes off his hood. Number 4. It's the same place where you see the unknown with the Soul Eater.
Great anime.
That is completely incorrect. So,
What?
all right, I'll let him finish.
Yeah.
Okay, now the following are me contradicting what people say about why he can't be Riku.
He is making contradictions.
Number 1, he is too tall, duder.
What's a duder?
He's too tall of a dude.
I think so. They used zeros instead
Yeah.
of O's.
I think that's making fun of the people who are saying he's too tall, but
Oh, gotcha.
No, he isn't Riku. Is a year older than Sora. People can grow.
Riku had a growth spurt.
I guess so.
He became as big as Xemnas in a year.
He doesn't have a blindfold. People just don't get that Another Side and Another Story and Deep Dive were concepts. Yeah, so I think it's definitely him. So you can argue with me now.
Then, as ZBO3190, I will. He said, I think it Riku, but we will know soon. 2 smiley faces.
Location at End Earth, having a 3-way with. Oh, not gonna. No? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Well, so
demonetized.
some of these comments were a little NSFW, but before NSFW was a thing, so
Got a little
it
raunchy on the
was a
Kingdom
little
Hearts
plastered
forums.
anywhere, like no warning.
Come on, ZBO3190, do better.
For real. But anyway, so Legato Blue says he sees this person who he thinks is Riku is at the same place as this unknown with Soul Eater. So one of the places is like a blue ruins. That's Hollow Bastion.
Are you asking me? Because I have no
The other
clue.
place is Milan
Okay.
World in the snowy mountains. So I don't know how they put that together, but I guess why not?
We'll give it to you, Legato Blue.
All right.
Thanks for your comment.
So we
go to the
We have
next.
some more on this little arc. So
I hold the keys. Oh my goodness
There he is.
gracious. I cannot wait for this one.
would you like to read? Do you need me to?
This is a long one. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this is gonna be funny. I gotta sit up. Alright. Okay. I must now show evident proof that the silver-haired unknown we're all talking about is not Riku. Look at Vizam Sig above me. I guess that's another.
That's another user.
Yeah, we lost that picture to time, unfortunately, I guess. Look at Zam Sig above me. Look at his hair, and now look at his backside, where apparently his hair does continue. Now look at his arm. Do you see how flipping huge his arm is? Now back to Riku's arm. Puny looking. Couple of muscles more than Sora, but the guy has nothing like that. Also, all characters keep the same hairdo, and if it changes, it doesn't change drastically. Look at Sora's hair, the same. Look at Kairi's hair, the style, sort of, and the color changed. Look at Selfie's hair, Sid's, Mickey's. Mickey does not have hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does. It's a little fur.
Fur is not hair. Donald has feathers. Goofy doesn't either. Point proven, weirdos. Now, as far as this Sora says, he wants to go to the world of darkness to go after Riku. That's just a bunch of crap from what I can see. Last time I checked, the quote was, quote, I want to enter the world of darkness, comma, 2. ... We have no clue what the other guy said to him, except that I think he took his hood off Sora's already on his knees and saying the quote I just quoted, so there.
I guess the trailer did like a cut from like where you see Xemnas, the silver hair unknown, and then Sora on his knees, but that was like a completely different scene. Sora's on his knees, but he's facing another person whose name is Syx, who's a member of the organization.
Is
So I
he the
guess
blue-haired guy?
He's the blue hair guy.
Oh, I know my Kingdom Hearts, dude.
And so a bunch of people also thought he was Zexion because he has blue hair.
As you do.
That's logic. So I guess the trailer probably cut together those scenes in a way that it made him seem like he was falling down in front of Xemnas. So maybe that's why they thought that he was Riku, because of that connection.
Do you think the Kingdom Hearts fans like understand what you're saying right now? Because I have no idea what's happening.
Maybe.
I hope so.
I hope so. Okay. Moving on. Here's another of Riku is not SHU.
Silver hair unknown. Oh, this is gonna be good. Yeah, this is a shorty boy. Oblivion wielder. They're from Greece.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool.
They say nope.
They are nothing alike except silver hair. His hairstyle is different. He is way older than Riku. He is muscular and tall. He says Riku and the king disappeared.
Thank you, Oblivion Wielder. I think that's a very logical take. The last person was trying to argue that Riku could grow muscles or something.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was talking about Riku growing muscles and growing to the size of a 30-year-old in a year. So, I mean, Oblivion Wielder, you know, you've got my vote of confidence. They've posted 2,095 messages, so they are a bit of a veteran, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So I think what we gathered is that Silver Hair Unknown can't be Riku. Too muscular, too tall. Riku, puny boy. Sorry.
He is pretty puny, yeah.
Yeah.
I like Riku, though.
Yeah, Riku's cool. I like him.
Riku's cool. My favorite Kingdom Hearts character? Probably Donald. Is that like a cop-out answer?
No, it's not. Why is that a cop-out?
Well, it's just like, you know, he's like Donald Duck. Like, I like him because he's like got a funny voice mostly.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a little shallow, but I like Donald Duck.
I mean, yeah, I like Donald and Sora's relationship a lot, especially in KH1. They like fight together, or like, well, no, they fight together. They fight with each other. They have like a big falling out, and they butt heads a lot, and it like creates like a lot of conflict. But like it eventually gets resolved, and like it's just like cool to see the Disney characters like Donald and Goofy aren't just.
They aren't just marketing.
Yeah, like
They're
they're
part
real
of it.
characters that bond with Sora, that like go through all these things and like feel similar emotions to what he's feeling, and like
We're getting really off topic, and
it's pretty cool. Donald and Goofy are great.
all right, fair enough. We can keep talking about them if you really want.
No, we can move on.
Okay. Do we have anything else like worth really looking at? Like, are we gonna regret if we leave anything out of this video?
So there's like some pretty cool theories that I didn't mention, but a lot of people thought that Kingdom Hearts 2 was going to be 2 discs long.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me this. This is cool stuff.
Yeah, so like a lot of people just expected, with all of the information that was dropping and the theories, that like Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to be this like super big epic, and the story is just not going to be able to fit on one disc.
Right. So this is like post Final Fantasy VII world, right?
Yes.
So fans are like, this could totally happen. Square has precedent for doing this.
Exactly.
And Kingdom Hearts, I guess at this point, is an established IP. It's probably pretty popular. I mean, look at all these comments.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Starry-Eyed Hero here. I believe that was in the video too.
They were in the video.
The second video?
Yes.
The part 2? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Starry-Eyed Hero's here, and they've got a long comment. This is a real meaty one about it being 2 discs long.
Yeah. So he's replying to someone that is saying Nomura has already said that the game will be longer, I guess, than the first game they're referring to, therefore another disc. Starry-Eyed Hero is saying longer doesn't necessarily mean 2 discs long, but just because it will be longer than the KH1, it doesn't mean it will be 2 discs long. Here's what they think they should do, and I thought this was really fascinating. Okay, one disc should be Sora, the other should be BHK, but it should be different than what you people are saying. Here's how I think it should work. A little hard to explain, so pay attention. Before starting the game, you should choose which disc you want to start with, Sora story or BHK's story. Let's assume first you choose Sora's story. You start the game up as Sora, and things go along in the game like they should. At one point, your game will automatically save, the screen faces the black. Up on the screen it says press start to continue or insert KH2 disc 2. If you press start, you will keep playing as Sora until one of these little intermission comes up again, or you can insert the second disc to start playing through BHK's perspective. Now, here's the thing. If you choose to insert the second disc and continue from there, you will be continuing from the exact same point in time that you would be continuing in Sora's story, except you would be playing as BHK, so that means that if Sora's story and BHK's start at the same time, you will have missed BHK's beginning and a bit of his story. Also, while you're playing as BHK now, if you get to another intermission and decide to switch discs back, you will not be continuing from where you left off in Sora's story, but you will be continuing from the point in time you left in BHK's story, but now you will be playing as Sora. So effectively, you can play as both of them periodically throughout the game, but if you do, you will miss out on a lot of their stories. Of course, once you reach the end of the games, most of the plot holes will be revealed, but there will still be some bits of Sora's or BHK's story that you missed out on. That way, you will need to play the entirety of their stories series if you want to reveal all the secrets of KH2. However, it will be fun getting to play as both Sora and BHK throughout the course of the game. Also, even better, if you manage to complete both of their stories all the way through, you will get some kind of special prize, like a special movie, deleted scene, secret weapon, or whatever. I don't know. What do y'all think?
That's a really cool idea, Starry-Eyed Hero.
Yeah.
I like that.
I saw a lot of people sort of take this idea and talk about that, and a lot of people mention like, oh, KH2 is gonna have a 2-disc, like even right before like the Japanese release on December 22nd. People are like, is it gonna have 2 discs? Oh, I heard it didn't have 2 discs. Like, oh, it's gonna be like an 80-hour game. Like people all the way up until release, until like they had like official proof, were like, oh, like this could very well have 2 discs.
That's incredible. It's crazy the kind of things people thought of in the early internet days.
Right.
I love this theory. I think this is so cool.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to talk about it. I'm glad we got to talk about it here, because if that was a thing, that would have been like so sick.
That would have been awesome. I mean, I guess this isn't so much like a theory as it is a wish for the game, right? But it's a cool one.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of people, I guess, were already talking about, like, Nomura said the game's longer, therefore it's going to be 2 discs.
Yeah.
And this guy's saying that's not the case, but if they do that, here's what I would want.
Yeah, it's hard to say, like, what would we have thought at the time. I mean, I don't even think I would have played Kingdom Hearts 1 at this time. What do you think, like, Little U's theory would have been here? Do you think you would have bought into the 2-disc hype?
I don't know. I never knew, like, games came on 2 discs. Like, when I first found out about, like, Final Fantasy VII and that it came on, like, 3 different discs, I was like, what the heck? Like, is that true? That's so weird. Because, like, all the games I played were single disc. So I probably would have been like, I don't know.
It's interesting.
I don't know if I would have believed it or not, but I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty like into like optimism and stuff. So if people are like, oh man, like KH2 is gonna be like this big climax, like all these things are gonna be like wrapped up and finished. That's like kind of how I was for KH3. I thought it was gonna be like a 50-hour plus giant game. There's so many things to like tie up, and then it was like a 25 hour game with a lot of build up for stuff later on and not a lot of ends closed within KH3. So I think based on that, I probably would have bought into this as well, but then been sorely disappointed.
That's unfortunate.
So
But then again, it didn't happen, so maybe it's not unfortunate. Maybe you dodged a bullet.
maybe. But this kind of reminds me of like the Dream Drop system, where you like alternate between Sora and Riku based on like your drop gauge. Like once that goes down, you're forced to switch as the other character. Except that system is kind of garbage because you can't control it unless you buy these little candies to fill up your drop gauge. This sort of like lets you choose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the idea of like switching discs or just continuing as one is pretty neat.
yeah, so I like that a lot. I just wanted to give like a shout out to that really awesome theory. I have like a bunch of other like
Here's another one about
threads
KH2
of KH2 2 discs. People are saying KH2 will have 2 discs. If there is, I think one will be the game, and the other a DVD.
Angel Shards replied to that, man, you've said this like 30 million times.
Like Angel Shards is just getting sick of these discussions, I guess.
Bro, and then the original poster, the King #1 says, no, this is my first time.
It's kind of sad.
And then Dark Sora says, probably just 1 disc.
My theory is one disc plays Sora and another plays BHK.
It really was a popular one.
It really, yeah.
That was Sephiroth 1 saying that. Oh, here's someone
Yeah.
connecting to Devil May Cry. What's this?
So this is Wraith, location where nightmares are born.
Whoa!
The first fallen angel. I like the idea, though this is highly unlikely. Of the 2 discs going the way of the Devil May Cry, 1 disc for Sora, 1 for BHK, and the stories co-include with each other, giving you a different perspective of the story. Playing as BHK would show you what you missed as Sora and vice versa. That would be sweet, but I highly doubt it. Wonder if the original release of Devil May Cry 3 had 2 discs? I'm not sure because I have the collection, and you can play as Virgil.
We'll have to ask Harry or something.
But yeah, I don't know if it originally came out on 2 discs and that's
He
how that
would know.
functioned.
He would know.
But that's
Or
a pretty.
Google.
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't there an interview with Nomura where he said since the game is so huge, he's decided to make 2 discs instead of 1 dual layered?
Yeah, and then here's like the thing where I guess
That was the
early
last story.
internet, like early also like search engines, YouTube. I think-
Misinformation.
Yeah, just a lot of misinformation, so people hearing things, not able to really go on and check these interviews for themselves easily. So a lot of people just saying stuff and then people sort of grasping onto that as if it's like gospel. So
That's sad.
yeah, but yeah, you
people
see
getting
that a
their hopes
lot.
up.
Yeah, so but yeah, very fascinating stuff. There's still some like funny theories here. I think we talked about Silver-Haired Unknown. We talked about the Sitting Unknown. I don't know if I left anyone out. Let me check my folders here.
He really does have so much. Like, there's a reason that we didn't have this planned very well at all. There's too much to go through. There really is.
There's a whole lot.
We could be here making like a 3-hour video.
Oh, we even look at Muffin Man. Wait, did we look at Muffin Man? Oh, we didn't. So this is, this is going back to Silver Hair Unknown being Riku. This is him disproving it. So this is like one of the people who I said were like the debunkers who were just like
never forget
shutting everybody down. So I think this is pretty good. We should go through this.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Do you want to be the original poster or you want to be Muffin Man?
I'll be the original poster.
Okay.
1. Same hair color. Who cares if it's longer? And style different.
Dude, this is like saying Ansem, Zexion, and Merlin are all Riku's daddy. Yes, it is the same color, but it has a completely different hair. Riku's hair is a very specific way.
Number 2. Same boots as Riku as at the end of Chain of Memories when he walked with Mickey. You can see this when Sora falls to his knees.
WTF is with the boot thing. I feel that.
So many people just...
The boot thing is hilarious.
These characters have the same boots. They're the same, 100%.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure the organization mostly has the same type of boots, unless it's like Larkseen. Like, I think the men mostly have the same boots.
Number 3. Sora falls on his knees in shock when he takes off his hood.
No. This is merely your interpretation, which has probably an 80% chance of being false.
And then in parentheses, the falling down in shock, whether it's Riku or not.
Number 4. It's the same place where you see the unknown with Soul Eater.
This made me laugh. No, once again, wrong. The older member with the Soul Eater was seen in the Mulan world, and this scene takes place near the giant army Heartless War scene.
See, that's what I was talking about before.
Okay, yeah. So he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Was this you? What does that look mean? Was he you, Jacob?
Number 1. He's too tall, duder. No, he isn't. Riku is a year older than Sora. People can grow.
Not that much taller. He couldn't have grown a good 10 inches on Sora in a year.
And then he makes one of those like eyes averted faces.
Number 2. He doesn't have a blindfold. People just don't get that Another Side and Another Story and Deep Dive were concepts.
Yes.
What is Adnant?
And it just so happens.
Okay, he just spelled it weird.
Yes, and it just so happens that in the SE Party trailer, Riku was seen in the DD world with, guess what? A blindfold, claps and gives everyone a happy face stickers.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I guess there was a Square-Enix Party trailer that was shown, but I don't know that like many media outlets had access to it. So it was like some people saw it, a lot of people didn't. So that's what it's referring to here. Apparently in that trailer you see Riku in the Deep Dive world. So
okay. Before we move on, let me just say the Muffin Man, his rank is Armchair Administrator.
Yeah.
So he's a big deal.
It's a pretty big deal.
If you could see his picture, I don't know if I should put it on screen because it looks like a picture of like the actual guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to like dox this guy, but it's pretty funny.
It's pretty cool, dude. I bet. So.
He seems like a cool dude. It's been how many years now? Like, oh my god, it's been like 15 years plus.
17?
It's been 17 years.
2005, dude.
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah.
So he's like all grown up if he wasn't. That's crazy.
There's some like really cool...
Do you want to... Alright, so you were really passionate about this. Do you want to cover your Kyrie looking like Jane, or what's her name? From Tarzan?
Jane Porter.
Yeah. Do you want to cover that?
Yeah, so every single person talks about how Kyrie is RHG, but no one really considers that RHG, when she's first shown on Destiny Islands, looks oddly close to another character we see in the Kingdom Hearts series, who is Jane Porter from Tarzan. I mean, if we just bring up her picture on screen...
Yeah, I can do that when I edit this. There she is.
Look at the skirt.
Yeah, that's a skirt.
The tank top.
That's a tank top, yep.
The posture.
I don't know if that really...
The hair length?
Yeah, the hair, sure.
I mean, it's brown, not red, but...
Right. RHG, you know.
Hey.
EHG, same thing.
You know. Exactly. So...
He wanted to make this joke in the video, and then I said, Jacob, you gotta cut this.
They're basically the same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
This was Nomura's true intention.
It was his vision.
Archie was originally Jane Porter, but Disney no longer had a copyright of Tarzan, so he had to change his original idea. And that's how that happened.
Of course. There's one person who validated Jacob's crazy conspiracy theory, and so he was like stuck on it forever.
Yeah. Anyway, here are some like more, this was like a cool accurate theory that I had saw. So this is from February 14th, 2005. The game isn't coming out for like another 10 months.
Lord of Chaos.
Lord of Chaos.
Within the Masquerade is
Yeah.
his location.
Once more, round the room we waltz.
That's a cool description. This is a cool fella.
Yeah. So he says, yeah, it has been a while for me. For those of you that remember, I am also Seth the Unknown, though I hardly am on that name anymore. I chose this one over it, though IRL name is not Seth. I'll clear that up. Anyway, here's my short theory. Tell me what you think. Comments or flames, I don't care. It's not like your opinion could hurt my ego.
This guy's too cool.
Oh, dude, he's got that 2005 edginess about him.
I love it. This is incredible. Let's see what else he has to say.
I think the unknowns are Ansem's court. Think about it. Back on his world, Ansem was a king. A king usually has a court, right? Also, think about the fact that they say stuff about the unknowns, like Zex being the senior officer or Vexen being the science officer. It makes sense. I mean, they may not be working with him now, but that does not mean that they could have been. I think that explains the whole, hey, we have heartless symbols on us too kind of thing, as well as the fact that Ansem did state he experimented on people. That means that his court were people too, and it could have given them heartless powers, of his or a different kind. I could be wrong and have a 50-50 chance of being so, but I thought I would post this. Have fun arguing.
He did the calcs. He ran the calcs.
Yeah, so this was like a highly accurate theory because Ansem, who is Ansem the Wise,
So we know about Ansem at this point.
so they think Ansem, who you fight at the end of KH1, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, is the same Ansem who was ruler of Hollow Bastion. You found out in Kingdom Hearts 2 that it's actually two different Ansems.
Oh, wait. Ansem is the main antagonist from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yes.
I'm mixing him up with Xemnas right now in my head. That's the confusion.
Right. So, either way, though, this idea of Ansem being a ruler is correct, because there is an Ansem that was a ruler, and the guy at the end of KH1, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, was just posing to be him. But, he's totally right about, like, the org sort of, like, working under him. Like, he wasn't a king. He was sort of, like, I guess he was the ruler. He was, like, a scientist who experimented a lot, and all his, all the, like, nobodies, like Zexion and Vexen, were like working under him, experimenting on like the heartless and people and the darkness of people's hearts. And he mentions, I mean, they may not be working with him now, which is correct because they betrayed him. But it's really interesting that like this was pretty on the nose, and no one was really talking about this back in the day.
Well, you gotta think. He said he had a 50-50 chance, and he just flipped the coin the right way.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. Lord of Chaos. Proud of you.
Chaos. Yeah.
Great work. Great theory.
So, yeah, I just wanted to shout out that pretty accurate theory. Did good.
Good work, Lord of Chaos.
He did his homework. He did his KH homework, and he got it.
He ran the
got it right.
calcs, too, and he was right about the calcs as well.
Here's-
Mickey. What is Mickey? Final boss? That's the name of the thread.
Yes. So Keyblade Wielder says,
So I'm wondering, who will we fight last in KH2? My guess is the Enigmatic Man, EM, or Diz, but we really do not know their intentions, if they are good or bad guys. So do you guys think there will be a Bane bad guy we fight at the end of the game?
Jesus will be the end boss. It's most likely going to be someone that we least expect. Maybe some random character fuses with Sephiroth and becomes a giant demon of some sort. I don't know.
they posted that twice.
They really meant it.
Yeah.
That was Neosporin.
Neosporin.
Very nice. Someone said Riku.
Sora beats Riku, states, that would be a surprising twist if Kairi was the last boss, and was possessed like Riku, only not by Ansem, instead by Diz.
Maybe Riku and Sora fuse together to form the perfect fusion and fight the creature behind the door of darkness,
Claymore said.
So, yeah, also, this is Nomura messing kind of with people again. Or maybe not Nomura, but like just the marketing team. So they market like dry forms as like Sora is fusing with Donald and Goofy to create these super powerful forms. And so people think that's like gonna be a big thing. Like everyone's gonna fuse together. Like Sora's gonna fuse with BHK, Sora's gonna fuse with Riku.
That would actually
Sora's
be really
gonna fuse
hype.
with Mickey. Like all these like Dragon Ball, like Sora, like everyone's gonna
Yeah,
fuse.
everyone's gonna fuse.
So that like also threw people for a loop, thinking that fusion was gonna be like such a big thing, but
That would have been super anime.
it would.
It would be really cool.
It would be cool.
Shame we didn't get it.
Didn't get it, but I mean, he does fuse with BHK and form Final Form.
Oh, really?
Roxas, yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's how you get Final Form.
I'm in the first world proper of Kingdom Hearts 2, and I maybe have to play the rest of it depending on if you won bingo. We'll get back on
Yeah.
that. We don't know.
There was someone who said, I think Sora and BHK are going to fuse together and form the Final Form Keyblade Wielder or something. Like they said, like something like Final Form.
Oh, whoa! So
That
they
was, like-
had it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's like pretty cool. Where is like the crazy theory for the final boss?
A lot of people are saying Riku.
A lot of
Like,
people
a
saying
lot
Riku.
of people say Riku.
I think it's going to be Diz's real form. I have a feeling Diz will manipulate everyone.
Oh, and Jacob scrolled past it. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people thought this was the big bad. Wild, possibly foolish. So this is David.
Yeah, don't say his last name.
And he says, a wild, possibly foolish idea, but perhaps it might be Mickey. I mean, it would be an unexpected twist. Kairi would be too easy in a fight, no matter who possessed her, for her to be the final boss. Rip. Riku is too obvious of a choice, so it wouldn't be him.
That's a fair point.
It would be an unexpected twist. Americo
America
says, replying to David,
While it would be cool, I don't think Disney would let Square-Enix make Mickey the final boss. I mean, seems like a trivial thing, but then again, in KH1, they wouldn't even let Mickey have more than one appearance.
Now, since Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and stuff, Mickey's become more of a feature in the series, right? Like, you
Yeah,
can
he's like-
play as him in Dream Drop, can't you?
Not Dream Drop. You can in Days,
Okay.
and then you can in KH2 if you die during certain boss fights, you can control them.
Okay, yeah. So, I guess Disney let up a little bit with the licensing because Kingdom Hearts was successful and
The thing
maybe?
was, I think they had like another agreement with some other other company that was using like Mickey Mouse in like another work at the time.
I see.
So I think that's why they weren't able to like use Mickey. They could only use like his silhouette basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I heard. I think that's how that went, but
It would be another really great video idea to just talk about like the licensing nightmare that is Kingdom Hearts. We could do something cool with that maybe someday.
Loyal Subject says, if Mickey was the final boss, I would cry. I think the final boss is going to be the Superior or Ansem again.
Who's the superior?
So the Superior is the name of some org member that is mentioned in Chain of Memories. The only thing we knew about him at this point is that Riku has the same scent as the Superior.
There's the scent again.
And they couldn't have foreseen this because it's just totally beyond the current knowledge at this time. But basically, right, Ansem is the Heartless of Xehanort. They don't know who Xehanort is. Xemnas is the nobody of Xehanort. So Riku currently in Chain of Memories is battling with the darkness that resides in him due to Ansem possessing him in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Right.
So that's why he has a similar scent to the Superior, because Ansem and Xemnas are
Are the
very
same.
similar. Yeah, one is one half of Xehanort, the other is another half of Xehanort.
Right.
So if someone threw that as a theory, I would have been blown away.
Yeah.
I would have
There's
been like,
no way.
oh my gosh, what?
Nobody can connect
No
the
way.
actual Kingdom Hearts lore. It's
No.
not possible.
So
It's too much for me, certainly. I can't believe you follow it.
it's pretty fun sometimes until it gets absurd and they start throwing in fictional worlds as an actual thing. But, you know,
We can have a whole discussion about what's going on with, what's his name? Verum Rek?
Yozora,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Yozora. What's his deal?
he's a video game character.
I like him.
He's very cool.
He is cool.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too.
Short Stuff 45252 says,
I think Mikri could be the final boss. Remember in one of the trailers he told Sora that he could never forgive him?
What?
That just might be a hint that he is the final boss.
What's the context for that?
so when you are fighting in Hollow Bastion, it's like the midpoint of the game, like things are sort of climaxing, and all of a sudden you fight a boss, and then Goofy gets hit by a rock.
I remember this. You showed me this
And they
cutscene.
act like he died.
Right.
Like he's
Goofy's
gone.
gone.
Donald and Sora are like freaking out, and then Mickey is there, and he takes one arm, puts it around his orc coat, and then rips it off, flings the orc coat to the side
Whoa.
for the first time in that game, and he says, I'm never going to forgive them. Or something like that.
And it was supposed to mean like the organization.
The organization.
Right, but everyone interpreted it as Sora.
I don't think everyone did.
Oh, short stuff 45252 did.
But that's hilarious that's what he thought. Just Mickey Mouse saying to Sora, I'm never going to forgive you.
Mickey Mouse wanted Sora gone.
So, hey, Mickey's the final boss. Okay, sure.
I love that. Great theory. Thank you so much.
And then David also says again, in response to the whole organization theory, I've got to agree, it does sound good. The open body minds.
I think it's somebody's name, maybe.
Maybe. But it could interlink with Mickey being the final boss. I mean, it would be one heck of a revelation, Mickey being the leader of the organization. However, we don't know what their overall goal actually is, so... It's just funny that people were, like, legitimately, like, considering Mickey Mouse being the final boss.
I mean, Riku was not the final boss on KH1, was he? He was, like, close to it, though, because you do fight him towards the end.
Yeah, you do fight him towards the end of the game.
Yeah, so I guess it's not too outlandish, the idea of a companion or a buddy character being evilified.
Right, but it's also Mickey Mouse.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
It was just hilarious. I think we should probably wrap up a little bit soon, but...
Yeah, we've been gushing for a while.
We have some really funny ones left to talk about here, so...
Alright, we'll end it with some bangers.
So, yeah, we'll start at the top.
I will be Zexion Knight, the first poster.
The thread is Matrix Numbers, ? It is posted on September 18th of 2005.
A while back, I was watching one of the KH2 trailers, and it showed BHK slashing Diz, and when the Keyblade went through, weird Matrix-like numbers were shown. And back then, there were a few theories that it was merely because they were in the pod room, or because Diz could be a hologram or whatever. But now, I was looking back at some old scans, and I saw this.
And then they post a link. We can't read it because it's archived or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you look closely at the picture of Diz and the unknown, the numbers are behind the unknown. So what does that mean? Is the organization some sort of, dare I say, program? I don't fully understand why there would be numbers next to them like in the Matrix. I don't know. Maybe I'm just still paranoid, but what could that mean?
Lord Canty replies, looks like light reflecting off the walls to me, so yeah, I'm thinking you're paranoid, lol.
King Blade adds on,
I saw that too. I was wondering about that too.
Path of Twilight 12 says, I agree, you're paranoid.
Okay, this
and then
one.
we have Zeal.
Zeal seems like something else. Here we go with Zeal.
My theory is that the organization and not being existent, non-existent, nobody,
They said in parentheses.
A few weeks ago, I posted
And then they post a link we can't look at.
a quite complex theory about the KH universe in which all of that stuff only happens in Sora. Because Sora could regain his memories of the real world and wake up one day, it is the goal of the organization to keep him from awakening. Because when he awakes, the organization and thus their existence might simply vanish. It's not as simple as I've stated here, just a brief overview.
You want to read what Zexion said after all this?
Yeah, so not related to the post above. I don't know, I guess I'm just paranoid, but it's one of the worst cliches in video games to have it all just be a computer program or whatever. And I know it won't be, but still, mysterious flying green numbers worry me big time.
They worry us all, don't they?
Zexion Knight says he's going to check out Zeal's theory. He checked out Zeal's theory.
He did check it out.
And he says, I like Zeal's theory, although it was way more detailed than my quandaries, but it was cool to read.
A lot of people calling him paranoid.
A lot of people saying you're paranoid.
Which is fair. Nobody wants it to be a dream.
And then Zeal says, you don't get it. It was all a dream, happens in the middle of the game, and then you play as BHK.
He's like getting more paranoid as the thread progresses. His location is the void, by the way, so
yeah,
that's a little concerning there, Zeal. I hope you're okay, buddy.
A forgotten memory says, to end the thread. Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
You're right. I don't get it. You've completely lost me there. Why should there be any kind of dream within the game anywhere? It just seems like a wild stab in the dark to me. I mean...
Wait, I read that wrong.
I still think the amount of thinking that went into your theory is incredible, Zeal, but that doesn't make it any better than the usual, quote, this is what I think will happen, end quote, threads. If I were to put as much detail as you did in your theory, I could probably come up with a convincing argument that BHK is just a dream, or perhaps even a memory, similar to Tidus and Final Fantasy X. But I know it won't happen, because it would be unoriginal and has been done before.
They're very upset.
very upset.
Forgotten Memory really didn't like Zeal's theory, and I hope that Zeal's day wasn't ruined by it back in 2005, August 3rd.
Well, that's when he joined. He
Oh, that's
posted
when he
it
joined? September 18th, 2005. Yeah. Zeal, I hope your day was okay on September 18th, 2005. Let's move on to the last
theory that we have. This is theory about Dark Cloud.
Wow.
So the theory is that
It's already a lot to unpack.
in KH1, Cloud is wearing a bunch of edgy
Angst.
clothing. He's wearing a bunch of Vincent Valentine from FF7's clothing.
It looks cool, though.
And so people are saying that there's a dark cloud and that there's a cloud because light and darkness are a big part of Kingdom Hearts, and everyone has a light and dark version of themselves in every single theory. So,
Radical Edward. New member.
remember.
32 posts. Let's see what he has to say.
Since Dark Cloud looks a lot like Cloud, wears Vincent's cloak and a modified glove that looks similar to his Vincent's. Would it be possible to consider Dark Cloud the first combined character?
There's the fusion again, messing with people.
There it
Everyone
is.
thinks everyone's a fusion of somebody else.
In KH2, you are able to combine with other characters in the game. Example, Sora and Goofy.
Right.
Thinking Dark Cloud's the first combined character, would it be possible for them to split back to Cloud and Vincent in KH2? Something else to look at. Do you think it was Vincent speaking through Dark Cloud during Showdown of Fate, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix?
So this is extra scene where Cloud and Sephiroth fight each other after you beat Sephiroth, and it's like a cool fight scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When Dark Cloud says, "As long as you continue to exist, I cannot awaken from my nightmare."
And he's just assuming this is Dark Cloud in this cutscene.
Yes.
This Dark Cloud that may or may not exist. He's sure this is Dark Cloud
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah, he's positive.
Vincent considered his life to be a nightmare and thought of Sephiroth as the root of his problems, so to say. The scene goes, Dark Cloud saying, "Finally, we meet. Sephiroth,
I was searching for you too.
as long as you continue to exist, I cannot awaken from my nightmare. You are my darkness."
Then turn towards that darkness. Eternally refuse the light to the nightmare of no awakening.
Oh, this next one is great. Alright, so this is from New to Ya. They say, I'm lost in their little description. They're from Europe, though.
Nice theory. It could be possible, but about that conversation between Cloud and Sephiroth, Sephiroth is his darkness and his nightmare, so Cloud can say that himself too. But the rest could work out fine, especially because of the rumor that Vincent is in the game too.
Who's Vincent?
Vincent Valentine, he's a party member in Final Fantasy VII.
I didn't play Final Fantasy.
He was not in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Interesting.
Bunch of rumors flying around at this time. Everyone believing everything.
This is like when it's like you can get Sonic and Smash Melee by beating on very hard difficulty the classic mode 30 times.
This is Miss Sephiroth.
Oh, wow, Miss Sephiroth.
Their location is with Sephiroth beating the crap out of Cloudy Boy.
Dark Cloud? Since when? Maybe this was a topic before, but my OC had a lot of problems.
Their OC is Miss Sephiroth. They're saying that they had a hard time fighting Dark Cloud. They teamed up with Sephiroth to beat the crap out of Cloudy Boy, but Dark Cloud was a real tough battle for him.
Mm-hmm. True Chaos says, that is something to think about, but I highly doubt it's gonna be like that.
True Chaos is considering it, considering the possibility of Dark Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Light of the Dark says, I never played Final Fantasy VII, so I don't really know what you're talking about.
Fair enough.
I didn't either, so I'm right there with you, Light of the Dark.
So here's Kale again, one of the sort of like
The Silver member.
Mythbusters.
Yeah.
So he says,
Cloud in KH1 is not dark. They just gave him Vincent's clothes to make him cooler and fit into KH1 better, since they couldn't put Vincent in, just like Riku.
Riku from Final Fantasy X, not Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
And they didn't combine Vincent and Cloud.
There is no Dark Cloud. Radical Edward.
Cloud in Kingdom Hearts 1 is referred to as Dark Cloud. He even has his own theme, Shrouding Dark Cloud. He even says that he tried to resist the darkness but lost his, quote, light.
He's referred to as Dark Cloud. Radical Edward, really?
So Shrouding Dark Cloud is just like a boss fight theme. Not even Cloud's boss fight theme, just
Just a theme.
a theme. I think it plays during a lot of the Disney bosses. that you fight.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny that coincidence in naming, just like Radical Edward was like, there it is, there's the proof. Shrouding Dark Cloud, there it's Dark Cloud's
and
theme.
then here comes Kale to shoot him down.
Cloud in KH2 is referred to as Cloud. He does not have his own theme. Cloud is Cloud. There is no Dark Cloud.
Voice of reason.
Oh, Hikari no Tenshi 216. Would you like to read?
Yeah, I can be Hikari no Tenshi 216.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I noticed on my most recent playthrough of the game that Shrouding Dark Cloud plays when you fight guard armor and not Cloud himself. I've never heard Cloud referred to as Dark Cloud before, and I'm not sure that the only reason why Cloud has Vincent's cape and arm is because Tetsuya Nomura wanted to put Vincent in the first game, but it didn't work out, so he just added Vincent's stuff to Cloud. He did the same thing with Yuffie. He originally wanted to put Riku from Final Fantasy in the game, but he had to switch it to Yuffie. That's why Yuffie's clothing and her fighting stance are so much like Riku's in Final Fantasy X.
Once again, that's Final Fantasy Riku.
I'm not saying that Cloud being Dark Cloud is impossible. I'm just saying that I haven't seen enough evidence to credit it yet.
Oh, this is a good one.
Trey Cool Freak 13. No. Everyone knows that Cloud lost his sight of his light in his hunt for Sephiroth. He made a pact with Hades, which is most likely how he was given the wing, the glove, and the cape, and all the other junk that makes him look like such a bad money.
They censored their own word, by the way. That's not us.
Plus, Nomura said it himself. Sephiroth is Cloud's darkness, which is why he lost sight of his light. And his light is Aerith. I don't think they could be a fusion. When someone fuses, they don't gain a whole new appearance. They just change color in their cloths. I don't think someone could gain a whole wing from that.
Kale said,
No, that's with Sora. If another person fuses, you don't know if they get a new appearance. Plus, Riku got a new set of clothes when he and Ansem fused.
Oh, they're talking about the org coat. No, Kale.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is Kale wrong here?
So, he's assuming that Riku and Ansem fused at the end of Chain of Memories, and then that's why he got, like, the organization coat that he wears at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That would be incorrect. He gets the org coat from Diz. Him and Mickey both do. So, Kale, that's a miss, my dude.
Sorry, dude.
Oh, Invisible 5-5.
I have an official KH comic on my computer. Can't remember where I got it. It proves the theory incorrect. One day, Sephiroth kills Tifa. Cloud arrives at the scene and charges Sephiroth. Cloud's losing badly when Vincent shoots Sephiroth. Sephiroth stabs Vincent and teleports away. Vincent dies too. Cloud gets angry. Puts on Vincent's cape and glove and says, quote, I had to dig 2 graves today because of you, Sephiroth. Vincent, in your honor, I will stop Sephiroth. Tifa, I won't let him escape again. I swear it. I'll hunt him down to the end of the world and beyond if I have to. End quote. So you see, Cloud is Cloud.
Wow. I love these. These old comment threads are just a gold mine, Jacob.
I know. And then we have Felix Chu replying to Invisible 5-5 about the official quote-unquote KH comic.
Can't remember where they got it.
I've seen that too, and it's not official. It's a fan-made comic. I remember there was one that said Sephiroth was Riku's father.
What?
Smiley face with a tongue poking out. I think Square was just looking for a nifty design for Cloud. If you notice, not all the characters from FF games look exactly the same as they did in their original games. I think the reason why they made Cloud look like that was to make him to be a lone warrior, someone who has searched for something for years, seeing it was years since the FF characters had left Hollow Bastion.
Alright, let's see Radical Edward's comment here.
Meh. I'm not relying on the manga for evidence. Besides, Cloud's wing is strikingly similar to Chaos/Vincent's Limit Break on Final Fantasy VII. Chaos is a winged demon that attacks an enemy with Chaos Saber and Satan Slam. Dark Cloud's glove has some characteristics of Vincent's glove, but they are not the same. Dark Cloud's glove has metal fingertips and knuckles. Vincent's glove is metal way past his elbow. Dark Cloud, Vincent, Cloud.
And I think that's the end of our notes here.
Oh
wait, no,
no,
because
it's not.
Whoa. Wait, we have one more. We have to end it with Kale's comment.
Okay.
Let's read this. Am I Kale?
Yeah.
OMG. Are you another dumb @SS noob?
And they spelled noob with 2 zeros. This is all in caps, by the way. So just imagine I'm shouting it. I don't want to shout anymore. We've been talking a long time.
1. Nomura gave Cloud Vincent clothes/appearance because he wanted to. 2. KH2 is not planned out in detail with KH1 was created. 3. They wanted to put Vincent in the game, but they couldn't because they ran out of FFC room, so they gave his appearance to Cloud. 4. There is no bleep Dark Cloud.
They actually said bleep, by the way.
5. KH is in a different universe than Final Fantasy. Cloud doesn't have to wear his bleep.
They said bleep again.
FF clothes if they don't want him to. He's not Dark Cloud. He never was and never will be.
And now this is not in caps anymore.
I'm getting tired of this topic. Close before I go crazy because you just won't listen to the truth.
Once again, the KH2 marketing about drive gauge and fusion throwing people for a loop. Reaver says,
Nice theory. That might be how you learn to combine with your players, through Cloud teaching you or something. Hopefully that's true, because if they keep Cloud like that and have Vincent a separate character, that would seem kind of weird.
Okay, we gotta do Heaven's Blade. I thought we were like, alright, let's end this, and then I see another comment. Here we go. Heaven's Blade, new member. They're from California. Commenting on the long screaming comment.
from Kale.
From Kale.
The rude, but just one is right. There is no Dark Cloud. What the beep did you mama smock when she was pregnant with a hashtag $?
Keyblade Shadow 88.
I'm in agreement with
KL. I guess he means Kale.
Yeah, Kale. Kale is like spelled with a C though, so that's kind of weird. And then the last comment of this thread, completely unrelated to everything, Keyblade Master 24.
Dude, people actually like Digimon?
And I think that's really the perfect place to end our discussion of the old Kingdom Hearts forums.
Yeah, I think Keyblade Master 24 said it best, so.
Jacob, it's been a pleasure.
It's been great. It's been great looking back at these theories. How do you feel being a non-really fan,
You're asking
an
me,
outsider?
Yeah, you're asking me a very difficult question. I comprehended, if I'm to give some numbers, as many of these commenters did, I would say I understood about 25% of it. And you were explaining much of that to me.
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it is a lot to take in, and I like to believe these people knew what they're talking about, but many didn't.
Clearly.
Many did not.
A lot of them deceived by the rumors and speculation that didn't exist. People throwing out crazy ideas, no one able to really find the information to back it up, but you know, early internet, a lot of misinformation. You can't really go Google and verify it for yourself. I mean, now we have an opposite problem today where there's like
There's too much.
so much information, but you know, this was like the other end, the early days.
And you know what? I loved it.
It's great.
These forums are a treat.
They're a treasure.
Yeah, I would love to look through some forums for other games in the future, maybe. Maybe we'll do videos on them. I don't know. This one was a lot of work for you.
It was a lot. I mean, so many people posting every single day, waiting for KH2, trying to like put the pieces together. So excited to see what this game might hold. So a lot of people posting in excitement for that.
And I'm glad we could be here in 2022 to relive it. It was a good time.
I'm glad to.
All right, let's end the video here then. Thanks for everyone who listened, because wow, this was way too long.
Oh yeah, wow.
We just looked at the numbers. That's too long.
It's pretty long.
We might trim some stuff out of this. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to take a gander, but
Thanks for watching, peeps.
later.